Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about Qixi Festival and Valentine's Day. Traditional festival culture is the most essential and richest factor among all the elements that consist a nation's culture. Chinese and Western traditional festivals are two different cultural forms involved in comparatively independent cultural systems, which possesses peculiar characteristics and varied manifestation. Qixi Festival and Valentine's Day are two representative traditional festivals in China and the Western world to express love and affection. Based on the descriptions of the origins and customs and the comparisons of the two festivals, we are trying to review the social and historical experience, the traditional value notions, and the innermost cultural psychology contained in the traditional festival culture, in order to help us to find the connotation of the festival, through which we can realize the ethnical characteristics and the peculiarity of the Chinese and Western traditional festivals. And we hope the better understanding of the two different festival cultures can help us glorify our own culture, appreciate others, and contribute to the building of a culturally diverse community. The traditional Qixi Festival originates from the story of Niu Lang and Zhinü, which can be traced back to Han Dynasty. And the legend goes like this. An Oxford Niu Lang, with the help of his ox, the demoted cattle god, married a fairy Zhinü, a weaver girl. They had a son and a daughter, and their happy life was held up as an example for thousands of years in China. Yet, according to the supreme deity in Taoism, marriage between a mortal and a fairy was strictly forbidden. The goddess was very angry and forced Zhinü to return to the heaven. She separated them by a river of stars, the Milky Way. But they were allowed to meet once a year. Magpies made a bridge with their wings for the couple to cross the Milky Way to meet on the seventh night of the seventh month. Qixi Festival was mainly for girls in the past. On that evening, girls would worship vigor by presenting a variety of seasonal fruits on the table outdoors under the moonlight, in the hope that they could have a happy and satisfactory marriage. Girls would also pray for dexterity in weaving skills by playing some games. They would put the thread through the eye of a needle as quickly as possible on the moonlight. Or they would put the needle on the surface of the water to observe the shape of the shadow. And in some religions, girls would catch a spider and put it into the box to see if the spider had spun a web the next morning. And in the Qixi Festival, girls would make the eat qiaoguo, a kind of wheaten food in various sizes and shapes, and the food can help to gain talent. It is also believed that magpies will hold the qiaoguo and fly to construct the bridge for Niu Lang and Zhinü. As for the origin of Valentine's Day, several martyrdom stories associated with the various Valentines that were connected to February the 14th were added to later martyrologies, including a popular hagiographical account of Saint Valentine of Rome, which indicated he was imprisoned for performing weddings for soldiers who were forbidden to marry and for ministering to Christians who were persecuted on the Roman Empire. According to legend, During his imprisonment, Saint Valentine killed the daughter of his jailer, and before his execution, he wrote her a letter signed "Your Valentine" as a farewell. It was common for friends and lovers of all social classes to exchange small tokens of affection or handwritten notes, cards, and handmade valentines. Roses, candy, and chocolates are, of course, in the list of the most popular gifts. Some interesting customs are still in existence to predict romance. For example, peeping to the outside in the morning through the keyhole to count the number of people passing by at first sight. If it's an even number, it means you will soon find someone to love. Or transplanting the bud to observe whether the flower is in full bloom several days later. Then, let's compare the two festivals from 4 perspectives: cultural background, cultural connotation, value orientation, and cultural psychology. First, differences in cultural background. Qixi Festival reflects the characteristics of agricultural and farming society in ancient China, in which man is in charge of cultivating the land outside and the woman is weaving at home. Valentine's Day is about the culture of religion. First, the hero in the legend is a representative figure of Christianity. Second, differences in festival connotation. Qixi Festival is mainly celebrated by girls for happy marriage and dexterity. Man is absent on that day. Love is implicitly impressed in the recreational activities. Valentine's Day is observed between lovers merely for affection instead of marriage. Both men and women, married or unmarried, forget a bond by ethnics and roles in daily life and turn the festival into revelry. The third, differences in value orientation. In Qixi Festival, girls will practice the games together with unmarried female family members, which reveals that ancient Chinese respect individual but put the individual into the group and emphasizes collectivism with a patriarchal clan system, while Valentine's Day emphasizes the relationship between the lovers, gives prominence to individual experiences and feelings, and gains spiritual satisfaction and pleasure by means of personal efforts. The fourth, differences in cultural psychology. In Qixi legend, Niulang and Zhinyu are separated by the Silver River, but ancient Chinese people try to involve the tragic story into a happy ending by building a magpie bridge. Though life is difficult, they still long for reunion, harmony, and happiness. They help the couple to meet once a year for a short but everlasting reunion. The story in Valentine's Day is also a tragedy, which is deeply influenced by ancient Greek and Roman culture with a tragic consciousness. People accepted the tragedy as it is, and since one cannot control the destiny, he enjoys the fun and fully releases his emotions. After listening to the touching stories of Qixi Festival and Valentine's Day, the lovely and interesting customs, and knowing the cultural differences behind the festivals, would you like to have a taste of them? It is really a beautiful and romantic thing to enjoy the poem Fairy of the Magpie Bridge on the moonlight in Qixi Festival, or recite William Shakespeare's monologue in Hamlet on Valentine's Day. We favor the subtle and graceful love and appreciate the bold and unrestrained affection too. After all, every form of beauty has its uniqueness. Precious is to appreciate other forms of beauty with openness. If beauty represents itself with diversity and integrity, the world will be blessed with harmony and unity. Thank you for your attention.